Oh, Tashi Delek, everybody. Today I'm going to speak about Buddhist science, Buddhist basic science. When I say the Buddhist science, Buddhist philosophy, and Buddhist religion, these are the three domains which is discovered by His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama under his great vision. He always emphasizes that those people who are outside of Buddhist faith, they can learn and they can study about the Buddhist science and Buddhist philosophy. It does not mean that he or she has to be a Buddhism. As far as Buddhist religion is concerned, it is connecting to those people who are practicing the Buddhist faith. So today I am going to speak about the presentations of knowable objects. So what is, in general, what is existence and what is not existence? So according to the Buddhist textbook, it says that rabbit is existence and the horn of the rabbit is non-existence. So why the rabbit is existence and the horn of a rabbit is not existence? Because the rabbit is existence because it is observed by the valid perceptions. It is established by the valid cognitions. The horn of the rabbit is non-existence because it is not observed by the valid perceptions. It is not established by the valid cognitions. The definition of existence according to the Buddhist textbook, it says that something that is established by the valid cognition, and non-existence means something that is not established by valid cognitions. Existence, knowable objects, phenomena, they are all same meaning, they are all equivalence with respect to their reference. So when I speak about the knowable knowledge or phenomena, all the phenomena, they are classified into the different categories in terms of their specific nature or functions, as well as characteristics. Here I am going to explain that all the phenomena are classified in terms of their essential nature. They fall within two categories. First is conditioned phenomena, duce, and second is unconditioned phenomena, dumaches. So if I speak about the conditioned phenomena, functional think and product impermanence, duce, ngopo, chepa, mitapa, or they are all same meaning, they are all equivalence with respect to their reference. So what is the definitions of conditioned phenomena? Conditioned phenomena is something that are produced from the convergence of causes and conditions. And the meaning of functional things is something that perform the functions of generating their result. And the definitions, so what is the product? The product is something that arises from the causes and conditioning. And what is impermanent? The meaning of impermanence is something that are subject to disintegrations moment by moment. So unconditioned thing and non-thing and unproduced, permanent, these are all same meaning, and these are all equivalents with respect to their reference. So what is the meaning of unconditioned thing? What is the meaning of unconditioned phenomena? Unconditioned phenomena is something that are incompatible of arising, ceasing and enduring. And the meaning of non-thing is something that do not perform the function of generating a result. And what is unproduced? Unproduced means something that are not generated by causes and condition. And the definition of permanent is something that that do not transform from moment to moment. So when I speak about the conditioned phenomena and unconditioned phenomena, conditioned phenomena has three aspects. The first is material phenomena, and second is consciousness, and third is non-associated formative factors. And unconditional phenomena consist of two categories, and first is occasional permanent phenomena, and second is eternal permanent phenomena. So in my next presentations I am going to speak more about the material phenomena, and then I will come to the consciousness, then I will go to the non-associated formative factors. So I'll go step by step in my next presentations. So if I speak from scientific perspective, if I'm not wrong, as my understanding that all the phenomena consist of three states of matter. Three states of matters are solid, liquid and gas. So the properties of solid. Solid has a fixed shape and fixed volume. Solid does not change its shape and volume. Liquid, liquid has no fixed shape and fixed volume. I give you an example that if you have 1 liter of water, and if you put the water into the different shapes of containers, if you transfer the water from one container to the another container, then it changes the shape constantly, but the one amount of 1 liter of water will remain continuously. So the volume is fixed, and liquid has no fixed shape, it changes constantly. So this is the evidence. And gas has no fixed shape, of course, and it has no fixed volume. So what makes solid, and what makes liquid, and what makes gas? So if I take an example that water water can exist in all three forms. Water becomes solid when it remains in the state of ice, and water becomes liquid when it exists in the state of water, and water becomes gas when it remains in the state of water vapor. So if we look at the ice and water and water vapor, all of them are made up of the tiny particles, and all of them made up of the same tiny particle, which is called water molecules. So they are all made up by the same tiny particle, which is called the water molecules. Then what makes ice to become a solid, and what makes water to become a liquid, and what makes water vapor to become to guess. So if I give the answer of these questions, here, look at here. If we look at the eyes, if we zoom into the matter, if we look at the particle level of ice, water and water vapor, then we can see that the distance between the particles in the state of ice, and the distance between the particles is very, very small. All the particles are tight, and it is packed, very packed. So that and also the force of attraction between the particles in the state of ice are very strong, and also the amount of the movement. Actually, particles in the ice, they are vibrating, but they don't have a high, and they don't have they don't have a high amount of the movements. So kinetic energy of particles is very low in the state of ice. So that's why ice becomes solid. And if we look at the water, the distance between the particles is not very packed, it's not very tight, it's not very packed, so they are more loose. You can see that the distance between the particles is not very tight, it's a medium. And also the force of attraction between the particles is weak, and also particles are vibrating, they are moving, but the kinetic energy of the particles are not very low and not very high. It's a medium. So that's why water becomes liquid. And if you look at the water vapor, the particles between the water vapor, the distance between the particles is quite large, quite large. And also the force of attraction between the particles is very, very weak. And also the amount of the movements between the particles is very high. They go like crazy, they are vibrating so much, they are moving very fast like this, so that's why water vapor becomes gases. So that's all today. And if you have any questions, then you can send me an email. And if you are using the WhatsApp, then you can contact me in this number. And if you are watching my YouTube, then you can subscribe my channel, and you can hit the bell icon. If you think that what I teach here, if you think that it is good, it is helpful to you, and if you think that those who are interested to learn something about the Buddhist science and Buddhist epistemologies, then please share my video as much as you can to those people who are truly interested to learn something about Buddhist science and Buddhist epistemologies. That's all. Thank you.